Oh, here we go, buddies. It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Headphones too loud?
A little bit.
Yeah, too hot. Too hot. Too hot in the Tower Chrysler studios. I'm not sure what mine are. Some vibrating going on, but I think that's just my eardrum.
Could be you.
Yeah, I think that's just my hearing.
You vibrating today?
Yeah. Well, look at us.
Cool outside. No.
Everybody back in studio, Tower Chrysler Studios. You're here, I'm here, you're here, Jack's here, everybody's here. People are here. How about that?
I didn't think we were going to get here necessarily, but we're here.
I knew we'd get here. It was just a matter of when we would get here. If it would have been yesterday or the day before or the day before.
I saw, remember I told you the pick 2. I'm like, I think Karlsson goes not Fantilli. And the guy that whispered that to me before the pick was made got home yesterday to Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Tried to leave the same day we left. Literally set up base camp in the Nashville airport for a day and a half.
Stayed in the airport?
And then missed a connection in Seattle to get home and was that close but couldn't get there. Had another overnight there. Like, there are war stories out there. People trying to get home.
Well, it's good July 4th is coming because
that's right.
Yeah. I think that's a part of it, to be honest, because it was a busy travel weekend because people are like, it's the Tuesday, we're taking this weekend. So it was like American Thanksgiving-esque. There was no seats on any flights. If something happened to the one you were supposed to be on, you were fucked.
Yeah. And we nearly were. We'll go through it in a moment. It's the show that you've all come to know and love here on the YouTubes, in your ear holes, wherever you're taking it in. We're in the Tower Chrysler studio. Consumer Choice Award winner, Calgary's favorite Chrysler Dodge Ram dealer. And this Saturday, Stampede pancake breakfast. Surge is
come on
all the stops. They're having pancakes, I believe, syrup and butter.
If I bring my brats, can
let them eat.
Make a mess.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, though, that eldest of yours, if they see him coming,
Surge is good for it.
That's good. This is like 5 people. Like, how much would he eat? Could he do 12 pancakes?
I don't want any of Surge's sugar-free syrup.
No, I know. I was going to say, do you think
he doesn't push his values on others? True. Remember, he was throwing ice cream sandwich touchdowns. He's not pushy. So from 10 until 2 on Saturday over at the dealership, Tower Chrysler, 10901 McLeod Trail South. Some special guests. We Barn Burner Boys might be sliding by. Nation Jeep, Nation Truck going to be out front there as well. Music, food, stuff for the kids. Surge. Why not? Should I bring the little cowpokes with me? Sure. What do you think?
Your kids are real cowpokes.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, obviously. Hey, look, it's Halloween in summer. We get 10 days to pretend we're cowboys. Should I bring the cowpokes or not?
Yes.
Should I lasso up?
Yeah.
Bring them on out.
Rustle them up and bring on your cowpokes for sure.
Yes.
Even more reason to come now all of a sudden. Even more reason to be there on Saturday. The one guy will set something on fire. Yeah. If you like chaos. Make sure you have all the keys locked up in that cabinet. That's right. He's some Challenger with the Hellcat going. Who is that? Test drive, I guess, must be. Yeah, must
short
be
man.
So we'll see you all at Tower on Saturday morning.
The hours
10
again?
till 2. 10 till
Thank
2.
you.
10 till 2. 10 till
10 till
2. Well, there's a lot to get to, and not to make it about us, but it kind of ends up always being about us. We were in Nashville. Because we talked about your travel woes the week before. It was Buffalo.
Me.
You should drove.
Should have drove. I should have.
Friday, you pulled shoot on us. And remember, I was in Edmonton. It was on the heels of just another round of people asking out for the Flames. You were hot. You'd cursed 1,000 times, then apologized. That was the day you should have been driving, and you never would have gone on that rant.
That's true.
Yeah. Now, the reason you
I'd have swerved into the ditch. And
that's true.
Because you had 2 of your 3 boys, and you loaded up in the vehicle, driving over a number of days
across the country
to get back home to, or were you going to Saskatoon? Was that the plan?
Well, I was
to the lake.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan.
Stop, and then you're coming through that direction anyway. And it's whatever.
And you turned around and went back home for what reason?
Insight. Revelation.
He either had like a bad
anxiety.
Yeah. Heartburn?
All of the
or
above?
he thought it was like a premonition, but
Yeah.
something was off. Maybe it was gas. He was bloating, but he couldn't do it.
You didn't get far though.
No, I could show you on the map. You'd be really.
Yeah. So you drove for about 7 minutes, came back home. I can't do this.
Did you even get to the interstate, or was that where you decided?
Well, the place we rent, you're kind of on a highway real fast.
Yeah.
And so I got onto that highway, which connects you to the
big interstate.
Yeah. And I got to the interstate and looped off and came back.
Just the U-turn route. Under, around, back, right where I came from.
Yes.
Can't do this today.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and in the end, you'd have been back here probably sooner than you ended up by way of air travel.
It was half the travel time.
Yeah. And you'd have had a vehicle here.
Oh God.
Now
it's quite a run you're on.
It's nice looking for vehicles, right?
Is it?
If you'd like to rent, the deals to be had.
What a bargain, yeah.
It's amazing.
We ran into some deals too in the rental market.
Yeah, we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that. But we're all here, and that's what matters.
Sure does.
We're all here. We were in Nashville almost, and always want to go to Nashville. Always want to go. Sometimes you want to leave, though. That's the thing. It's like Vegas.
Yeah.
All horny to get there.
2 days. That's all I need in Vegas.
Yeah,
2 nights, 3 days. Yeah.
It's nothing special, but here's a bit of a look at Pinder and my excursion out to Tennessee and somehow Kentucky.
Steinberg? He didn't like that. Steinberg? He didn't like that.
All right. We're here in Nashville. Hattie B's, hot chicken, classic spot. Everyone was a little apprehensive about the heat level, and then went right back to the hot. Pinder's doing hot. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see it.
So we're doing it?
Yeah, let's go.
So I got coleslaw in.
I know you do.
Trying to be a fucking Instagram influencer. Let's fucking do this. All right.
Yes. Temp.
Not too hot. Very nice. Jalapeno. 5 stars. Would recommend. Will return.
3 NHL draft. The Chicago Blackhawks are very proud to select from the Regina Pats, the Western Washington, Connor Bedard.
Lots of Habs or Hawks fans, wasn't it?
I want to thank all our season ticket holders back at the draft party at the Telus Club in the Scotiabank Saddledome. Hope they're having a good time. With our first pick, we're going to take from the Vancouver Giants, Samuel Hanzik.
I don't know anything about this human. He's big.
You hate it. I can tell you hate it.
I wish I knew anything about him. You could send just anyone that doesn't know a thing about the draft, or you could. No, you did do that. Can we call you Hansi? Big questions to be asked. How does he feel about baloney? I don't know. That's 11:32 Central Standard Time, PM.
Okay, and what time's our flight?
Well, that's an interesting story. We have a 6:10 flight now, but it's not leaving from Nashville.
We're in Nashville.
We're in Nashville. We're not hammered. We're not at Tootsie's. Something's gone horribly wrong.
So we're flying out, but not out of Nashville.
We have a short little road trip. You were really keen on a roadie. I'm just going to zip into Louisville, Kentucky to catch a 6:10 to Dallas.
That's not on the way.
It's not on the way, but it's going to be on the way, or we don't get home till Sunday.
Fuck.
Update. Uber from our hotel in Nashville to the Nashville airport, except not the airport, the rental car place. And we're lucky they have a car to rent us, except now it's not in the spot where they said it would be. So we've paid for a rental. We've booked a flight in Louisville, Kentucky. And we are still in Nashville without a flight out of Nashville and without a car to get us out of Nashville. It's on brand. It's about what you'd expect.
Thanks. Where are we?
We're fueling up in Louisville, just outside Muhammad Ali Airport. That's the real thing.
Bishop Nelson. I'll be coming out of the booth with a Louisville fucking slugger.
If you haven't already fastened your seatbelt, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap so it's tight across your hips. To open your seatbelt, lift the top of the buckle. And remember,
Good times had by all.
Really
What a
wanted a
trip.
road trip.
Yeah.
Really wanted a road
trip.
trip.
So glad you guys.
What we
Manifest
don't-
destiny, Dean.
Yeah, what we don't have video of is us showing up is us losing an hour by some time change we didn't know existed from
Right.
Nashville to
Driving
fucking Louisville.
Directly north, losing an hour.
Yeah, lost an hour and the longest security line I've ever been in at an airport, in a small little airport.
If we didn't cut that line, which saved us about a half an hour, and then sprint through the gate,
Sprint.
we're probably still in Kentucky.
You might have had your full road trip then.
We pretty much
you
did.
may have just said, "Don't care, let's
Just
go."
drive. Yeah.
There's got to be a car.
Well, and I tell you what, it was only a 3-hour drive. I feel like we accomplished a lot. The sights we saw on the
We
way
saw a lot of
between
sights.
1 a.m. and 4 a.m.
You go by the Grand Ole Opry, drove past. There was because it's Kentucky bourbon. There was the Maker's Mark and all these, you see where all the distilleries where this shit is made. The National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, which I've always wanted to visit.
That's right.
My goodness.
Bowling Green, by the way, a short drive from Louisville, different time zone. It's
Different time zone.
Yeah.
It's right there.
They're north and south of each other, different time zone.
Same state.
Same state. Like less than an
time zone.
hour, I want to say, drive.
Now, does that happen in Lloyd?
Lloyd's on the border, so you expect some chaos. It would be like if Red Deer was Central Time and Edmonton was Mountain. It's just insane.
Yeah, you weren't crossing a state line.
No.
By any means.
And the other thing you forgot is Michael Jordan. Remember those famous commercials? The Fruit of the Loom factory.
That's right. The Fruit of the Loom.
Where all the Gitchin t-shirts
It's sized up.
That's right.
Proper fit.
Yeah,
It was
undershirts.
unbelievable the shit we passed.
I know. And pitch black, but lit up with spotlights. You kind of saw some of this stuff. Listen to some weird podcasts on national music. Yeah.
Coffee or energy drinks?
Both.
Nice.
Yeah.
Had to.
Some salt and vinegars.
Oh, yeah.
Crushed some salt and vinegars. I had
corn nuts, didn't you?
Had some corn nuts, an American A&W root beer, just to kind of shake it up. But we don't have the video of us sprinting. We also don't have the video of both of us going through security with fucking drinks in our bag.
That's how tired we were. We both got, so we're finally cut the line. We get through security. We're like, we have 3-4 minutes. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. And then our bags get under the second. No. And
guys, you can't have this.
And I'm set to rip him. I'm like, for fuck's sakes.
How are you doing?
How do you leave a water bottle? A bottle of water? Oh, my bag's there too. Shit, orange juice. God damn it.
We'd forgotten about it. We put them in on like day one.
Yeah, I was there
and we
for
literally
days.
like hammered our waters in the security line or tossed them full, whatever it was. And we're like, good, that's not an issue. But we've been up for a day and a half. And
saving grace is we didn't check baggage.
Yes.
We didn't want to have because we're going to do shows. We don't want all of our recording gear and cameras and shit to end up not with us in Nashville. Otherwise it becomes somewhat of a moot point. But there we are, running to the fucking gate.
Full speed.
Backpack, gear, cameras, cables, power bars. God damn it.
So get this. We get to the plane and like, we've made it. 2 hour and 20-minute delay on the tarmac in Louisville.
Sitting on
and
the
like,
plane.
we're going to miss the connection in Dallas.
2.5.
We're royally fucked anyway. Like, we're screwed. We're just as screwed. So what are the odds? The actual plane and crew in Louisville, their job that day was to go to Dallas and then the Dallas to Calgary run.
Well,
if we were on any other plane that passed through Dallas-Fort Worth airport that day, we were fucked. It was the only one.
It was the only one.
We were the delayed plane that was going to get to Dallas and then go to Calgary. Who would have thought?
We looked at so many options to get
somehow
to Calgary. Well, what if we leave Nashville, go to Atlanta, go to Chicago,
Birmingham,
go to Vegas?
anywhere.
How do we get? Is there any way to get to Calgary direct or from somewhere, or at least get us to Dallas in time to catch that flight? Because our delayed flight wasn't going to get us to Dallas. And how the hell?
Yeah.
This aircraft we're sitting on, and you noticed this, like, so we landed
C-28.
C-28, and then our Dallas flight leaves C-28. This might be the plane. I'm like, sure, Pinder.
I'm like, I haven't slept a lot, but
no, you're right.
I'm thinking maybe this could be our only chance.
There's one goddamn plane on the planet that's going from Dallas to Calgary at that time, and we're on it.
Started in Louisville. And so it gets even crazier. Like, we wouldn't even have known the flight, our original leg to Dallas would have been delayed. They didn't send us any emails. You had just been checking it as we were at some cool little restaurant, not a honky tonk, but it was like a
live band.
Live band. Yeah, I believe it was Tiffany Turner. Tiffany Turner.
Blonde minx up on stage.
And you're just being you. So you're checking out what's going on with the flight. And you're like, oh shit, we're delayed 3 hours. I'm like, that's great. We don't have to wake up early. It's like, hang on. What about our connection?
Because I knew we had a tight connection.
And like, there's probably a few Dallas to Calgarys. So I start chatting with the airline help people. And it's like, okay, so like, how long is our delay in Dallas going to be? She's like, we think we can get you home for Sunday. Like, no, it's Thursday now.
Long weekend.
That is not. And she's like, would it be okay if I booked you to get home on Sunday? I'm like, no, it's not okay. What are your other options? And then we're all there at the dinner. And one guy we didn't even know was showing up somehow just trickles in, Yaremchuk, our boy in Edmonton. And he was the guy that just started looking on the map of any city near Nashville, Birmingham, nothing. Bang, 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 bang. Finally, he finds Louisville. If that guy doesn't show up to dinner, if Dean isn't looking at his phone the night before we fly, if we don't have the exact plane in Louisville that ends up going to Calgary, we're absolutely screwed.
Yeah. And a lot of people were, like you said, the one guy gets home yesterday. There were so many people. And if you watched on Twitter, if Twitter allowed you to do any
what a
tweets,
weekend.
Yeah, there was some chaos. I know Doug Crashley from Crash Conditioning, he did the Nashville, I think it was Atlanta, Salt Lake City to Vegas.
Oh dear.
Catching planes all across
Milk
the US,
Ridge.
just trying to get home. And then, it's delayed. The flight's canceled. That was the other thing. Our guys from Betway, we met our boys from Betway in Nashville. They just canceled their flight to London.
Direct. London, Nashville. Yeah, we're just going to cancel this one.
Because I looked at this thing like, oh, maybe we should check. Our flight's canceled, let alone delayed.
They just evaporated it.
Gone.
How the fuck does that work? And then Wolfie, our boy, he was in Vegas. We're on the plane. We don't have pilots.
They had a plane with no pilots.
They put everybody's
actually got everybody on.
Yeah, they're on the plane.
Yeah.
Put your table in the upright and lock position. This is not your captain speaking. Like, holy Christ.
Yeah, what are they doing? Like, you just ripping through casinos? Is there a doctor? Is there a pilot here?
Yeah, pilot's on a heater.
I'll give you $1,000. Fly this thing to Calgary.
Can't leave when you're on a heater.
Yeah. And then I do have news for you. So when you get screwed by airlines, you're owed compensation, right? And so I filed a report somewhere in those, 4 or 5 hours between not sleeping in our hotel that night and arriving in Louisville. And our airline was kind enough to text back. So I think Jack's got the email here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, because we spent a little money trying to get there. Thanks for contacting us. Truly sorry to hear about your experience. Always our goal to run a timely and reliable operation. We're sorry to see we missed the mark on your trip. We're paying careful attention to the feedback our customers are providing us, and the details you shared with us have been made available to our leadership to be used to improve our service. Blah, 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 blah. We've got you a trip credit. Check your inbox. Next email in.
Don't want a trip credit. Just want some.
What about $25?
Hey!
2 people screwed over for 3 days. $25 trip credit.
Well, that'll pretty much cover our car rental because we went through Hertz. We walked right in. So the $25.
Oh, Jesus!
For a 3-hour cruise.
A 3-hour drive for those that aren't watching. So we got a $25 trip credit on American Airlines. Our rental car for a 2-hour, 45-minute drive was $542 Canadian dollars.
I hope there's some damage deposit in there. That's way bigger than it should be.
We should have trashed that fucking car.
I'm serious. Yeah.
Took the insurance too. Set that bitch on fire.
Just over some parking blocks.
Yeah.
Did like getting to a Waffle House though. That was an experience.
It was an experience for sure. Yeah.
It's kind of the night shift was ending and the day shift was starting. It was a big turnover of crowd there.
You know what it is? Exactly what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly what you
all
think.
those characters.
Best to avoid.
Yeah.
Don't know what it'd be like in daylight.
I'll say this though. I've been in worse.
Really?
Oh yeah. Reasonable rates.
When you drive across Manitoba, Saskatchewan,
Yeah,
Alberta,
close,
you
yeah.
will find worse places than that Waffle House in Louisville. What else did we saw? The Kentucky Derby, right? There was the big thing about
Yeah.
Derbies there, right? I saw in the airport, he didn't think it was a very funny joke. They had a KFC, Kentucky. I just thought they'd call it just fried chicken, but they also call it Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky. Who knew? That's where it started, eh? Colonel Sanders.
It's not kitchen fried
No,
chicken.
no.
He also made the same joke about hot chicken sandwiches not being Nashville.
How good was
hot.
that?
It was really good.
It is good.
It was smokier than I thought. It wasn't as hot. And I think it Hattie B's certainly is like rammed. There's lineups. They have umbrellas for the sun. It's so hot out there. Like it's lined up. You can take a while to get in. I feel like the heat, if I knew better, I would have dialed it up more. I went hot. I would have gone damn hot.
He kind of gave, he kind of like, this is Tabasco, this is jalapeno, this is, he kind of tried to.
I think when you get that popular, you have to dial it back a bit just for fear of people losing their shit on you.
Yeah.
But they still had the like careful zone. I should have been into the careful zone.
Strip too. Like if
Yeah.
a lot of people stand on the strip in Nashville and wait forever to get in.
Yeah.
If you take a $6 cab.
Yeah. Hattie B's is a kind of a legendary spot.
Yeah, of
That was
course.
one of the places. So, hey,
I'd go for some right now.
yeah, I would too.
I would not advise the travel. I'd,
Yeah, don't go to Nashville
no.
for it. Make it yourself.
Can
Get a
they
recipe or something.
send it to your door. Yeah.
So as I said to you once we got to the airport, I'm not going anywhere
Ever.
Like you guys joke, I don't leave the house. Try to get me out of the house now.
And me, I got to the airport and tacked on a 3-hour drive to the mountains.
Long weekend.
Yes.
So gross.
You know who didn't want to have any part of my sympathy? No one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
Not hearing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did your bender have a tough ride home? Get in the fucking car. You're driving a half, first or second, you pick.
Now, what's impressive too, though, is you were out because it was a 3-night trip that turned into a 2-night trip. Oddly enough, nice hotel room. I mean, for not to be used for that final night,
Yeah.
but you were on a banger the night before, and then we did the show, and then we went for some barbecue, and then we just hit the road. Like there was a chance for you to be groggy / hungover, but you handled it all right.
Maybe the greatest thing bestowed upon me is just energy, and it drives some people nuts, and it certainly at times is a burden, and other times it's an asset. It was an asset as we tried to pull the all-nighter and somehow get home to our families, our loving families who missed us so dearly.
The gauge was nearly on E though after the barbecue. One of the Betway boys, we were right by this mall. He wanted to go see the Bass Pro Shop,
which was nuts down there,
which is impressive. You know, it's there's a lot going on there. Pinder was not. That's not his wheelhouse.
I'm with Pinder there. I'm not going to Nashville. I don't care how impressive the Bass Pro Shop is in Nashville. It's not what I'm going to be in Nashville doing.
I mean, I could have done a 5-minute spin. Didn't need the half hour.
Yeah, walking through, looking at handguns, a big item.
A lot of handguns.
You can buy a lot of handguns.
Damn right.
The gun, and very busy at that.
Yeah, it wasn't
at
quiet
that
over
counter. They had numerous staff working, and kind of you could touch them and feel them and point them and whatever it is you look for in a handgun.
The guy from the United Kingdom was like,
he's like, what's happening?
This is like a functioning society on Earth? How?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. All in all,
nobody's perfect.
Well, we did it. And I'll say this, how all this bullshit about players don't want to play in Calgary and guys don't want to be in Calgary.
Yeah.
2 words. Jordan Osterley. Hey? Jordan Osterley.
Sorry, who?
That's right.
Okay.
Travel agent?
Guess we've settled that.
No.
So,
They say nobody wants to come. Ask Jordan Osterley if he wants to come to Calgary. Yes, please.
Video
signed
coach?
on the signed right on the dotted line.
Is that the new AHL head coach? Because that's they've been promoting a lot of guys to the NHL. What is it? 3 in a row are now working in NHL staffs.
It's the big July 2nd. Was it the 2nd?
Yeah.
Ad for the Calgary Flames. Really hammering the UFA market.
Well, and I think if you looked at the last 9 years,
it's probably
might be a good day to have your phone off.
Probably one of the best. We'll get into
the
the
first
UFA.
July one. They didn't do anything. That might not be the worst thing they've done.
We'll get into the UFA stuff momentarily. Want to get it? I want to tell you about St. Eugene. We're now into July. You might be. We talk about booking your summer. Yeah, your summer. You might have it figured out. How about some late summer, early fall? That kind of. You know what? Kids are back in school. Whatever it is, summer's done. Don't tap out on summer. Book yourself a nice little getaway.
Oh yeah.
You know. Maybe you leave the kids this time.
Oh.
We took the kids to the lake and we took them to Disney or whatever the frig you do with kids. Now maybe it's time for you and the missus, you and the mister, whatever it is, you and your buddies. Get away to St. Eugene Championship Golf Course, casino, spa, restaurants, mountains in all directions. Beautiful stuff. St. Eugene Golf Resort and Casino. Book yourself in. steugene.ca is their website, obviously. Twitter, Instagram, at St. Eugene Resort. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it? Start wrapping your head around maybe a late summer, early fall trip out to beautiful Cranbrook, British Columbia, and some swoosh out on the championship golf course.
Some swoosh and some 4, to be fair.
Yeah. That's what that'll be. St. Eugene.
So it was supposed to be a big day for us, right? Coming with we talked about this.
Oh yeah, you got to recap free agency.
We got to go through all the draft picks and the free agents, and I mean,
keep your eyes on
that's going
on
on in Calgary.
Flames.
Yes,
it's going to rock the draft. Look out!
Well, after they trade all these guys at the draft for picks, they can turn some of those picks into players.
Going to need to restock the lineup. Yeah, like there's. Can you run through it for us?
Jordan Osterley, defenseman.
Anything else on him? Is he
that new Twitter thing? Maybe
left shot
screwing you over. You can't
left shot.
Left shot.
Right would have been better. Huh?
Has played 349 NHL games. He's 31.
So 31.
Yeah. Michigan kid. 1 year, $925K.
Jordan Osterley.
You said it.
How many NHL games?
349, I believe, is the number on that.
For whom?
Jordan Osterley.
In what organization?
A bunch of them, actually.
Edmonton was there. Detroit most recently.
Look, he was a.
This is a name that
crazy.
You know what he is? He's the new Michael Stone.
Hey, don't you be writing off Michael Stone.
All I'm saying
isn't that in the drawer? They open the drawer every
Stone
September.
Has moved on.
Stone's moved on.
The PTO September.
Wasn't it you that was saying?
I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't you that was saying. It was somebody else that told me, but you can tell them what they told me.
I think he's got a job in the organization.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's playing anymore.
So when you think of your
there it is. That's the end.
Dennis Gilbert.
Yes.
Jordan Oster. That's your orbit right there. You're 6'7".
Yeah, I'd say more experienced and older than Gilbert. And
I just mean that would be the role that we've seen.
It's a 6'7". He's a 6'7".
So he's going to be on the team?
He's 6'7" at this point. They had someone else. He's 7'8". You are right in quad A territory.
There you go, Retro.
Yes, he was good. That's all.
And a Hawk. And
hardly a Hawk. 1 year. Yep.
304. No, that's not NHL totals, is it?
That is NHL totals.
750.
It's a lot of math there, Rhett.
In fairness, he's questioning my math, so
yeah,
that's smart for anyone to
they
do.
do a better job.
But it does say it there, yeah.
I feel like I should know more about this man.
Well, I mean,
don't feel bad, right?
Quad A guy, sort of up and down, right?
Mm-hmm.
A what?
Quite. Quad A, like in baseball, it's AAA.
Gotcha.
And then it's like you're better than AAA, but you're not quite an everyday pro. You're Quad A.
He's scored more points than I ever did in a season, so he must be good.
The Olympic team.
20 points.
Could be.
Zona.
Yeah.
And let's be, enough guffawing.
Shakiness aside.
They're over the cap, and I don't know that it serves them to go adding pieces until they've got clarity on what's going to happen with Lindholm, with Backlund, and until you know what the return in a Hanifin swap is.
So what are they waiting for with Lindholm? We talked about this.
They obviously are trying to compete, and they understand how important Lindholm is to competing, and so they're giving he's dictating the schedule here because, to be fair, he's got the leverage. They need him more than he needs them.
So are the rest of the GMs out to screw Conroy? Is that pretty? Are you reading that too?
I mean, I don't think they'd be trying to not throw him a couple bad
They're
deals
always
to
trying
see if
to
he
screw,
accepts them,
to
but
win the trade, but
I think for sure. I think that they would, A, he's new, B, is being portrayed as being in a bad spot. Players want out. Yep. All these guys with expiring contracts, they went through the Gaudreau thing. They went through the Tkachuk thing. This is the perfect storm, I would think, for a lot of agents and GMs to think that they can come in and pounce and get something of quality for less than market value.
Yes. The difference, the only thing not being talked about there is that if you believe you're a Hanifin away, you would be best served to give market value and get the player rather than throw a low grade deal and not get the player. At some point, teams are going to be like, we're with Hanifin, without Hanifin. Which team do we like more? But and that's where his value will be. I worry about his value because show me a contender that's got cap space.
No, I do too. I guess on the other side, what I was going to say is, while we tell you that the Flames have time and they can be patient, if other teams don't at this point have a spot or cap space or whatever, if they kind of have their roster set, they would be better with Hanifin. Well, let's get into the season and see if we really need to pay this to get this guy on an expiring deal. Maybe we don't. Maybe we do.
Careful.
I'll tell you what. There's a few things. I thought I thought you'd have gotten more for Toffoli, as we said.
And again, we'll see what Sharon Govich is, but I agree.
I think 24 goal guy, you're happy with it.
Yeah,
but it's like, what is he? We don't really know. You'd hope you'd have something more about for Toffoli.
I thought there would at least have been another deal.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm not as surprised as the Toffoli thing because I think there's a lot of teams out there go, great year,
rental,
old. Your boots have always been a little slow. What are we talking about?
And as Frank said, if you take pick 29 there, you're waiting 3-4 years. That doesn't fit what Connie's been told to do.
So anyway,
I just thought there would have been at least another trade. I thought the Hanifin thing was just going to happen.
It would have been a lot easier to do business ahead of the draft, in my opinion, because you look at the teams that were looking for D, they've now gone shopping in free agency or spent their money elsewhere. And I just feel like if you had a market of teams that were interested in Noah Hanifin at the draft, that's a shrunken number. And the entire basis of getting a good deal is having competing offers and people bidding up what he's worth. I worry about that. And maybe it was out of his hands, but I think you get more for Tyler Toffoli in a normal set of circumstances before people start spending money July 1.
So is now at a point where
for Noah Hanifin, I should say,
do not trade anyone. Wait. Are they in that? To me, it's that.
Oh, I think nothing happens in the NHL now for a couple months. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you now have to wait till the deadline, unless injuries happen before that. And like you say, a team that feels like they're in a window gets desperate.
Teams will have clarity on other spots too. Like when we get to September, guys will know, okay, this guy's going on LTIR. Like, ooh, this guy's salary isn't free. Like Toronto specifically has that Matt Murray conversation right now. He's been hurt all the time. He finished the season hurt. He is hurt right now. They'll know more than the public does, but is he heading to LTIR? Can we get relief from that? Or is he going to be healthy in November? And so we've got to save this cap space for him. There's a lot of situations like that around. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's obviously a few of them. And until you have clarity, you don't know whether you have that cap space. Like if you're Treliving, what are you doing with this 4.5 or whatever he's making? Like you don't know, at least publicly, we don't know whether he's going to be on LTI or IR or healthy. And that would change Treliving's ability to add a Hanifin type, right?
It's either going to go on insurance or he's going to dump him for.
But Treliving's done. We can talk about Toronto. They've done so much adding already. Like they're beyond Hanifin.
Well, it's the exact money that Murray. That's my point.
Gone to Klingberg. Like they need to get rid of Murray to get, what are they, 8 over already?
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think you're going to end up eating salary coming back. That's just the only way it's going to happen because I just don't see teams that are a defenseman away that have room.
No, I just thought
you have to bring back money now.
The strength of the draft, and again, you look, no trades got done. Teams also saw how good the draft was. They wanted to keep those draft picks.
First draft since 2007. We didn't see a trade in the first round.
You just thought the quality of player, the UFA class, how good the draft picks are allegedly going to be.
Yeah.
You were going to see something get done. The other thing that's happened too, and we didn't talk a lot about it, and I think it's also now a thing, is a Dan Vladar deal looks very hard to make now.
Yeah, the goalie market softened up big time on him.
They, 5, 6, 7 goalies got signed July 1, July 2. Who's looking for a goalie now that's making that money and wants to give anything up to get them?
It feels like you're bringing 3 goalies to camp right now.
It does.
And that's okay. I mean, it's
one more year in the A, Dustin Wolf.
Well, he clears waivers, yeah. Or it's like, hey, we're for a month we'll ride the 3 goalie carousel. We've seen that work a lot, right?
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
But
it's right there with making your assistant coach your
the
head
Flames. You know better than I do. They're up against the cap.
Yeah, they're over
anyway. So,
but I mean, you
can manipulate it. They're close enough.
I think if you bring everyone back and run a tighter roster, you're under. But again, if you get a Hanifin deal done, you'd think there'd be some sort of relief there. But it just feels like that's not something that's going to happen until we get to camps and see who's hurt and who's not.
Well, and even camp, is that going to be the most, like, I'm considering it best return for the Flames. Is training camp the best return, or do you now have to ride this till trade deadline?
Someone gets hurt in the fall and it changes how teams feel, but typically there's 2 windows for players to move, and it's the week before free agency and it's ahead of the deadline. Those are the 2 ones, and it puts the Flames in an awkward spot. They're definitely better with Hanifin in that lineup. If Shillington's on your 3rd pair, not your 2nd, you're better. But it also puts you in a higher probability of being in that spot where you're like, hey, we're in a playoff spot. It's the deadline. And this guy turns into a pumpkin on July 1. This is exactly what Connie said in his opening press conference. He didn't want to happen. It's a tough spot to put yourself in, right?
Well, you have cap space.
I'd rather take the cap space plus whatever the best offer they had on draft day was. I'm guessing that would be.
And it's easy again, easy for us. But sometimes I guess you worry for Connie a little bit too in trying to establish himself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not. There's definitely a game plan, and I don't question it. But he's probably also aware of what we're talking about. First year guy doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to seem rash. Whereas I'd be like, rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go.
And to be fair, I worry about, it's not like there's Brian Burke there with him. And not that Brian was the best GM, but Brian was the guy that had presence, and he would call another team, be like, that's a bullshit offer.
He's got Berkey light. Dave Nonis is a Berkey prodigy.
Except I just like, what was Dave Nonis's great success in the NHL?
No,
right?
And they were together in Anaheim. They were together in Toronto. He's got that guy.
It's like bad GMs from the double O's or his sounding boards. I don't really love that. And that's probably strong, but like they weren't guys that built successful teams.
You know, the one thing is he didn't get fleeced on a deal because he didn't make a deal.
Yep.
Like the Toffoli one, maybe it turns out that it's a complete bust, but I don't know that
it can't be a complete bust.
You're getting
what's Toffoli going to do for long term? You're not bringing him back. He said he wants to leave.
So I will say this. I really like their 3rd rounder, and not just because he's Penticton V, but this is a guy that went almost a goal per game, really toolsy. And like, that's not the caliber of guy I would think you see in the 3rd round very often. Now that said, we look at the probabilities. It's less than a coin toss. The guy makes it, but I particularly am curious about that pick, Suniev, because it's like the fucking sniper. Kidding me? Anyway,
Penticton V.
45 goals in 50 games. I don't care if you played in Mars.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. It helps.
I've heard good things about him too, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. And again, what's Sharangovich? Until we know, stop handing out letter grades for this Toffoli trade.
I think the surprising thing for all of us is that fuck all's happened.
Yes.
Even in Winnipeg, right? There's no Scheifele deal. There's
That's true.
Hellebuck deal.
They bought out
Wheeler, so that's one
of
those issues. But
yeah, and there aren't buyout issues here, right? Like, it's trades.
Yeah, it just felt like there was look out for Calgary and Winnipeg to be dictating the course of this whole weekend.
And if you're getting shitty offers, you don't just. I don't know. I'm sort of seeing in this fan base, there's Connie's doing nothing, new guy, just smiling and doing nothing. And it's like, well, do you want him to take bad deals, or do you want him to like make the right deals?
What's a bad deal though right now for me?
If you get Noah,
I'm so biased because I've given up on going into the season with this team. I've no, well, they were close, this and that. Well, now they've all come out publicly saying they want to, we're not sure I like it here, or I want out of here. That's not a recipe for a successful team, right? So
it's certainly a larger hill to climb, right?
Right.
Now we still have to say, okay, let this coach cook a little bit, and let's see what the new guy looks like, and let's see if Jacob Markstrom looks like 885 Jacob Markstrom or second in Vezina voting Jacob Markstrom, because those have been the last 2 seasons. But you're right. It's like you're not getting good vibes this far out.
You're not winning.
And so that's Huska's job, right? But pull on the rope, fellas. We'll see if he can do it. It's not an easy one. I'm not suggesting it's easy.
It's not just Huskers. These guys have said they're not interested. Like Hannafin is, I mean, there's be professional. You're getting paid. I'll still go play. Sure.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get, you're not getting full buy-in on a guy that's waiting to leave.
No, I would love them to get that done before this season, but I do worry about what you said, which is this isn't really the time for blockbuster core piece trades. That window just closed.
Yeah. I spent a bunch of money on defensemen, all the guys, teams that were looking for a defenseman. Done deep dive into it, but I got to expect that.
The other thing that maybe gives me a little hope is it sounds like we're close to a resolution on Erik Karlsson, and they certainly aren't the same player, but maybe if there's 2 or 3 teams interested in Karlsson, only one team's going to get Karlsson. And the team that loses out, or the second team that's like, damn it, okay, now our plan B is Hannafin. And maybe we thought this would all transpire a couple of weeks ago, but here we still are because Erik Karlsson's got 4 years left at 11.5.
So much money.
It is such a.
And you know what? Like next
Sharks
year,
are going to eat a bunch of that to let him go.
If you got him down to a $9 million defenseman, is that not like value?
Point.
Like he's better than that.
Freaking better than Nurse at 9. So.
It's not even close. Like Seth Jones at 9. Like there's lots of D-men. He's way better than.
It's not a compliment to any of those.
Zach Werenski, like he's making 9.
He is
Zach
terrible
Werenski's
defensively, though.
He is, but he's better offensively than anyone else that's maybe played the position ever. It's wild.
It's I think you'd love to know what the offers were.
Yeah.
It's
my concern. Sorry, I'm jumping on you again. Is it the offers that were no good, or the marching orders
for Hannafin?
For Conroy?
For the team?
Yeah, no, I'm you're talking about a return on a Toffoli deal. Or sorry, on a
I'm
Hannafin
just talking
deal.
in general.
Yeah.
I don't think make a couple of moves if you want, Craig, but in no uncertain
you got to make playoffs next
year.
year.
Need to make playoffs.
Yeah.
So
what you might end up seeing, if that's the case, is the type of deal that Vancouver made. They send Bo Horvat out. They get a first. What do they do with first? They don't use it. They trade it for Philip Hronek out of Detroit. And now it's like there's multiple layers there. It's multiple teams. It's multiple deals you got to get done. You could take an all futures return and then try to turn it into other things, but that's a real complex deal to be your first big one as a GM.
We don't appreciate, because we've talked to how hard is it to make a deal for Huberdeau or Kadri or whatever. Teams don't have cap space.
If you think it's hard to move,
they don't want to. They just can't do it.
You think it's hard to move Karlsson? Well, go look. Yeah. He's making $500,000 more, $1 million more than Huberdeau with 8 years left. What?
Like Zadina was put on waivers by Detroit. He clears waivers.
He's not even making $2 million.
Teams just don't. They don't have that spot, and a lot of guys were signed on. We'll walk through free agency, and there was a lot of money given out. Not
that much.
Not that much in terms, but a lot of 1-year deals. But some guys got paid. But I'm with you. I can't imagine that there's any teams that are really open for business for much longer.
There's not a lot of spots, and again, what you want is like, why do people hold auctions? You want people bidding against each other. You don't just put a price and the first person grabs it off the shelf. You want to get max value, you get an auction going. You get bidding wars. The fewer people that have room for Noah Hannafin, the less you're going to get for him.
Well, and it's not to say it doesn't turn out in the end. It just feels like it's a long way to wait, and you had a draft class that you wanted to participate more in.
Yeah, I make no mistake. If you get an injured defenseman in camp in Colorado, you might get more than you ever thought for Noah Hannafin. But it feels like the timeline for that deal to get done has been pushed back a bit.
You are an American, right?
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July.
No.
Don't you have papers now and stuff?
I've got American
Express.
Yeah, I do have that. Got the bill the other day. It's not good.
No. Print more money every day.
Yeah, I got shoot some fireworks off maybe.
But so you're not enjoying 4th of July south of the border. It's a big. We would have had Frank on today, but it's 4th of July, right? He's going to be.
Oh, you
cooking
can't
up,
ask him. No,
cooking up
he needs a
bacon
little
and
time.
whatever it is he does down there. We don't have, and this is for outdoor dental.
Yeah.
Is the shoveler still down there?
No.
Is she back here now? Yeah.
Must be old footage, huh?
It's footage from last year's 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, pontoon boat or what I got to take another look at it, but I've got some video here. Now, again, we've talked about outdoor dental. Help with snoring. You snore, you don't sleep. You don't get quality sleep. It's interrupted sleep. You're more fatigued, and it compounds day after day after day. With outdoor dental, well, the Soleil laser, soft palate in the back of your mouth, by your throat, tighten up the 2 15-minute treatments. Tightens up your soft palate, helps eliminate that snoring, sleep apnea, better sleep. You're not falling asleep in the middle of the day like you did last year on the 4th of July.
Oh boy.
Look at everybody's having a great time here, enjoying themselves, and poor Rhett's falling asleep.
Sleep apnea gets you, man.
It gets you. Let's take a look now. I don't know what lake you're on here. It looks like a big body of water.
Yeah, that's Erie.
That's Lake Erie. All right.
Oh, yeah,
and there's your cowboy hat. You're ready for Stampede. You're very sleepy.
Yeah, everyone else seems very alert, Red. I'm worried about you.
I got up early.
A few drinks there. Looks like an open bar, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a big pontoon boat. I can't really tell. Maybe there's a few together. But you're so tired, right? At some point, you just got to lay down. And you miss a good chunk of 4th of July because of your apnea.
The shoveler's taking the video. You think I didn't get?
Should tell you.
Hear some words later on.
That's right.
Oh boy,
goodness.
Dr. J. Patel, he's out there changing lives. Soleil laser treatment, an excellent solution for people in terms of the dentistry. You got no needles, you got no drills, no stress. And then, of course, as we mentioned, these snoring treatments, non-surgical, pain-free, 2 15-minute treatments. Why wouldn't you give it a shot if you deal with snoring? And a lot of people do, including you.
Roommates.
He's a snorer.
But the body looks good, right?
Well, yeah, you were jogging. You were saying, yeah, it looks good. The barrel looks real tight. If only the laser could tighten that up.
What are you smuggling in there?
Outdoor.dental is the website. Check it out. Go get a consultation. Book yourself in. See Dr. J. Learn more about that Soleil laser, not just for the snoring, but for your dental experience, all in one fell swoop. Outdoor.dental is the website. Dr. J, who I believe is Canadian. So you can celebrate 4th of July, I suppose, if you're Dr. J, whatever you want to do.
I think he's probably working today.
I can't wait till tomorrow. All those videos of the idiots with the fireworks.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There's some goods. There's some goodies.
Yeah.
I sent you one just to go to memory lane last night.
Yeah, it's
I'd forgotten about the video because I'd heard the audio so many times. The video sensation.
Yeah. Back up, Tear.
Back it up, Tear.
Back it up.
Tear. Back it up, Tear.
What are you doing, Tear?
Terry, what you doing?
Do you want? I guess we could do the thing.
You've got a free agency list, and I have a list of 10 players, and I want to see how many Rhett knows where they play now. And this isn't like a poke fun at Rhett. It's just like a lot's changed, and I don't expect he's been scouring the waiver wires. And I think it'll be a nice refresher for all of us. That could dovetail into your free agent list if you wanted to do that.
So you want to do the Pinder report now? Is that what you're saying?
If we do it in there, we can do it outside of the Pinder report, whatever you want.
Want to do the Pinder report?
Oh, let's do the Pinder report.
All right,
guys.
it's brought to you by Village Honda. Village Honda. I see our boy Anthony's on some
boomocracy
camping.
Yes, he is. He's on a huge
he's a
tour about.
I said that. It's like, are
I
you a camper?
know.
So, yeah, we got the trailer all ready to go.
Well, he and his better half are both Dutch, and I think it's like the novelty of being in Canada. Look, we can go camping in the forest.
Netherlands. Get road trip ready. Get all the essentials for your vehicle. Take it and make sure that you're nothing worse. Don't you feel terrible when you're on a road trip?
I saw lots of that on the highway in Saskatchewan.
Really?
Everyone's loaded up for the long weekend and stuck on the side of the road.
Hood up.
Tires on the way home.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Dad's got his head stuck stuck in the engine compartment, just loving life.
Son of a Dad!
Dad, how much longer, Dad?
We're there yet.
Shut up.
They're on the jet skis already, Dad. Stop by Village Honda. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the road. They are worth the trip. Village Honda, your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary and your dealership for life.
For life.
Village Honda presents the Pinder Report.
See, not today. Some days it's
That's
today,
right.
some
Yeah, I
days
know.
It's not.
Yep.
Look, we could start with all kinds of NHL news. Travis Hamonic, 2-year deal, 1.1, no trade clause, blah, blah, blah. Staying in Ottawa. John Gibson requesting a trade, blah, blah, blah. Frank Seravalli getting
Supposedly.
top roping some agency. Zadina not getting claimed on waivers. That's boring nonsense, okay? We're in the summer. We got to switch things up, Brad.
Long weekend.
So let's get into it with just some good viral vids. Let's start with baseball. And this is from last week, but we haven't had a show since then. Check out this catch. Now, is this one of your kids in Buffalo Little League? Because this looks tall and lanky. Look at this catch. Hits the fence, holds it, handstand. Oh, did he hold on? Did he hold on? Did he hold on?
Oh,
He holds on. What a catch. There it is. Show it. Atta boy.
not even a grimace on his face.
No, full speed.
My God.
What an athlete, eh?
I sat in my recliner and it hurts more.
Yeah, that's impressive stuff.
Oh,
Now, baseball players make a lot of money for throwing baseballs, so
Damn
you'd
right.
think they'd be good at it, right?
Mhm.
Let's have a viewing here. I don't know if it's going to go, how this is going to end, but there is a beer tower that we love seeing the beer snakes and the beer towers being built at sporting events. This is at a baseball game, I believe, way up in the outfield. It kind of feels like the flight deck in Rogers Center in Toronto. I don't think it is, but it's like you're way up. They've set a target for a player to try to drill knock over with a baseball. End of the inning. Oh, they're good. That's why you make millions of dollars to throw a baseball. Is that any good? Single beer off the top. Didn't even knock it over. Wow. That might be Toronto. Look at that.
look at how much fun they have. I still say that. Go to the ball games. Go to a ball game.
I
And
will.
Smile and have fun
Let's
and
do
a
it.
beer and a hot dog and chill out.
Hey, Dean.
Don't scream and yell and hate everything.
Have a $16 beer.
Yeah.
And be happy about it.
Dean.
Huh?
Dean.
Yeah?
Dean.
He doesn't want to leave his house still. Scar
Go down
tissue.
to
When am I doing
Okotoks.
this? When am I?
Go down to the dogs.
Oh, it would be less than $16 there.
Yeah.
I'll sit
I'll
on
let
the,
you guys know.
Okotoks side of
All
the
right,
diamond
all right.
because the sun comes in.
I know, yeah.
blinds you.
Now, when you're traveling, you're always unloading, loading, carry on, check bag, da, da, da. I didn't realize, I thought this was something else, but apparently, you know, that pocket on the inside of the backpack, that's the prosciutto pocket.
You don't put your laptop in there.
We'll have a look. You tell me what else this is supposed to be. That's a classic Rhett move right there. Prosciutto, right in there.
Yeah, but see, this person's stealing.
Is that what's
A
going
little
on?
bit of prosciutto. They got the gabagool in there.
It looks like a beer. You got a nice little picnic there, Rhett.
This person is stealing.
Now, I think you sent this video. This is Rob Ray. Is some sort of a family event here. They're playing kickball to celebrate 4th of July. And we only have one perspective on this. I'd love to see what happened out of frame, but let's roll the tape, Jacko, shall we?
That's not Razor because Razor don't go down.
Well, I think he kicked. So Ray, there's no.
Yeah, he would be able to
That's
take
Bolton.
that shot.
That's
Yeah.
right. I think it's probably Rob on the other end. That's his uncle. Is that another pal of yours? Who is that?
Wow.
Now, the same fellow, friend of Ray, I think must be luxury. It looks like a below ground pool in Buffalo.
Wow.
You got to be fancy. Everyone's above ground in Buffalo, right? That's just how it goes there. Is that just straight cost? Has something to do with
I
winter?
got a funny story, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll show the pool and then you can get right into it. So this guy's, everyone loves the trickster, right?
Oh, that guy's out. He's going to drown. He's drowning. Out.
Concrete
Out.
in.
See that?
His head
Stiffened
bounces
right up.
hard.
You know, what do they say when like a body bounces? That's, that's not good. You had a story. Sorry. Above ground pool, Buffalo?
Well, one of the kids' coaches who was quite well off.
Yeah.
Definitely could afford the underground pool.
The in-ground, yeah.
Or in-ground.
Yeah,
There were certain agencies that stopped by his work last week and put a stop to.
Oh dear.
Computers were taken.
Some sort of a laundering, racketeering.
It didn't look good.
Yeah.
It didn't look good.
Flashing lights.
Praying for it.
Yellow tape. T's and P's.
Delete your cookies or whatever you got to do, folks.
Yeah. It's a private browser place.
Something like that.
Okay, let's keep moving. So from the pool, now I've got two different dogs here, and you guys used to have separate dogs, but now they're both Dean's dog. I think this is Rhett's old dog, and sometimes you inherit a dog, you inherit some bad habits. It's not your fault, Dean, and I know you were disappointed to see this happen.
Dogs are so dumb. What the fuck? What do you want?
What?
I saw
He's embarrassed, Buster. That's your boy, Rhett.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, you're a puppy. You grow up. You mimic what you see, and there he is. Just give us. Comes over to the old boom house. Our dogs don't do this. What the hell's happening,
Is
Rhett?
the alarm going off again? Who sat on the?
Oh dear.
Where's the key fob?
Oh dear. And then this is Dean's other dog, much better behaved than trained because he grew up with.
Yeah.
So a bit of a show off, but gotta let dogs have their own.
That's down by the Southland Dog Park.
Now we gotta have better sign.
This is so stupid. I don't know why I love it. Needs a proof case.
You gotta moving fast too. Look at the.
I gotta miss my subway. Let's go.
I love that.
Go on, fella.
The dog handler.
Okay.
Gotta take a shit. Oh god. Oh god. Oh,
get me home.
Now the Shelby's not gonna be happy with this, but we got two videos that you sent us. Do you want to do the painting the house or the gassing up the car first?
Always a pain in the ass. Paint.
Let's go painting first.
This is way better than the regular paper.
I know.
Report, by the way.
That's what happens. You get 5 days of this shit.
Oh, this is good. Do 2 or 3 and we're good. This is way better.
Let's so this is the shoveler. You're gonna lose your damage deposit in Buffalo, so she's repainting the house. It's important, right? You gotta get that damage deposit back.
She loves it.
Yeah. And then there's your youngest.
Oh. Timey.
Is that the youngest?
It would be.
Oh, right in the ace. Oh no. So she's sour. I mean, that's a huge mess. Now we're trying to fix the damage deposit stuff, and you got more issues to deal with.
I've got a joke to tell, but it's not probably good. Although we are on the internet.
Floor's yours.
Nah.
Okay. So she was in a bad mood, and this probably isn't how she normally goes about her business at the gas station. But because she's frazzled, she's just got the paint off her. Wasn't her best work, and I feel for. I don't. So this is someone threw under the bus here sending you this.
Honey,
video.
that's not gonna read. Oh. Oh.
She's reaching for the.
No, she's not.
You said that down there. Oh,
no, she said it on
shoveler, come on. And was she getting married? What did you renew your vows?
The fuck.
Turn it around.
She got it on the right side this time.
Oh, well, still not gonna reach. You gotta get closer to the pump.
Yeah, give it a shake.
Let's check that. Let's go. Come on. Oh.
Okay, stop.
Just set that down on the road. She's measuring it out now.
Come on.
Here. Okay, there you go. Here we go.
You drive around and maybe the gas tank will switch sides on the car.
Just do that circle.
You got it.
No, it's the wrong side.
Oh, it's it on the darn. It's over here. Yeah.
Did you hear?
Shit.
It was a tough day.
Oh, there she found the gas tank.
And it seems like she's in a hurry too.
Well, she was, yeah.
That's a quick sap. She's got the gas tank. She did.
Oh no! It's
Yes. Okay.
Oh, you had it.
Yes.
You had it.
Okay, she has it. She literally had it encircled around.
Come on, come on.
That guy's judging her so hardcore. Is it the worker? Yeah.
Yeah! Wow. There it is.
She hit her head when she was painting.
I feel bad for that. That's a tough day.
Should be dragged.
And you were supposed to leave the car full. It's like she's mad. Yeah. Paint. It's tough. That's your Pinder reports.
Brought to you by Village Honda. New Hondas arriving daily. Drive away in your new Honda from Village Honda, your dealership for life in the Northwest Auto Mall. There's a few of those. You see those over the course of time, that figuring out how to fill up your vehicle.
Yeah.
Because it's only on one side generally. Remember, it used to be
on a boat.
Used to hide in
boat,
behind the
on a boat.
license plate on the old cars. You'd pull
Sure.
it down right in the back. You didn't have
Can't
to
miss
worry about
that. You always know where the
which side.
back
It was always
is.
there.
Yeah. And then if you have an import and a North American, then it's like, which side is it? I got
side is
both.
it?
I don't know.
Yep. Got to figure it out.
Hmm.
They're saying that it was staged. You wonder.
I definitely, when I saw the pacing out the distance, I wondered.
The pacing, yeah.
Felt a little bit. But if it wasn't, I mean, art.
Yeah. Why would she be parking that far?
What's going on? You gotta be a bad driver.
Have you never done that in your life?
Maybe not.
I choose to believe it's real. Let's just because it is
Breaking news?
No.
Jordan Osterley?
No,
He's asked out of Calgary.
I believe we've covered.
No!
Yeah, I believe
How
we've,
could you?
covered that part of it. Some former Flames.
Oh.
Landing in new destinations, new spots, new landing spots. Milan Lucic to the Boston Bruins, 1 year, $1 million.
Together again, and it feels so good. Everyone thrilled.
He's very happy. I'm sure they're very happy.
Fans will be very happy.
Sure they will. I don't
He's
know
a
how
Bruin.
he gets in that lineup.
He's a Bruin.
He is
If
Bruin.
there's no Krejci and Bergeron, there's a few extra spots in that lineup.
I guess.
But if they are there, I'm kind of with you. Maybe he's their 12, 13.
Is he filling that? Like, who's he replacing? Bergeron.
Everyone slides up. It's not he goes into the hole. He goes into the hole that the fourth line guy went to the third line, went to the second, went to the first one.
They also, just for Boston, not that Connor Geekie was let go out of Seattle. He goes there. James Van Riemsdyk, 1 year,
deal.
$1 million. Shattenkirk.
Shat Deuces.
I don't get that.
It's another one of those things.
1 year.
I could make so much money where I know what he's going to say when I bring up a name.
Mhm.
I mentioned it last week.
Same.
Yeah, it's the same
What
thing.
was it last week? Do you remember?
Huge
Shut-
specimen.
Yeah.
Only every time we bring up
You
huge
said it the week
specimen's name.
before when we
Yeah.
went through that
Luckily, we
draft.
don't bring it up very often.
Yeah.
It's true. We don't like going back through draft classes.
So good for Luch. You know.
Pumped for him. Great.
Yeah. This one hurts.
Does it?
Stetcher back to Arizona.
Wait a minute.
I saw you on Twitter.
Ju-
You were upset.
Osterley? And no,
Well, they paid Osterley less.
how much less?
600 grand, I think.
Stetcher 1.1.
Well, 200 grand.
1.1 million on a 1 year deal.
Come on, guys.
Trevor Lewis is gone. He's back in LA, 1 year, $775K.
How come Buffalo didn't sign me when I was ending my career for
Just
for
a
Florida?
just a bonus $1 million. Just
Yeah.
here. Come on
Come
around.
back and-
Yeah. Connor Mackey.
No.
Can't miss Mac.
He's a New York Ranger.
Really?
Can't miss Connor. Would be better.
1 year, $775K.
You're
And
not-
you're sure he's not a Connecticut whale? Just
You know.
we'll see. Take the money though, for sure.
Cam Talbot. He's an LA King.
still playing.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one. I literally had blank screen when you said Cam Talbot.
Yeah. Cam Talbot
The hell
back
did he go?
in the league. 1 million 1 year. Los Angeles Kings.
Ooh.
Garrett Hathaway is a flyer.
Yeah, he is a flyer. Think about
That
that,
works.
Rex.
He could be a flyer.
He's a flyer.
2 year deal, 2.375 per.
We let him
Yes.
go, right?
Well, it was the summer they had to bridge up Kachuk.
Mm-hmm. And Matthew Phillips, he says, if Mitch Love is going to Washington, that's my coach. I'm going to Washington too.
Excuse me, where?
Washington. 1 year deal, $775K.
This one got a lot of people upset.
Yeah. It's too bad.
Can't be surprising though, can it?
No.
It shouldn't be
Hey, I'm
surprising.
25 and I've had 2 games in the league. And if anyone doesn't know if I'm an NHLer or not, I think we know why.
Yeah.
I got to play more than 2.
And the coach that I have played for the last 2 years in the A, he's going here. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to play you a lot. Yeah, that's what the last GM said.
Speaking of former Flames, the former Flame general manager is Brad Treliving. He's in Toronto now.
Yeah, he was there a while ago, wasn't he? Yeah.
He likes to be busy.
Ryan Reeves, right out of the chute.
3 years.
Yeah, he wanted to bring him here.
Yeah.
Ryan Reeves came to Calgary, had the interview, toured the rink.
Don't take him to the ring.
Take him to Cowboys tent. Don't take him to the ring.
To Banff.
Come
that was
on.
not. Yeah, I should clarify. This was years ago.
This was when Vegas ended up signing him.
Yeah, he was in Vegas and was going to be leaving Vegas. Then went back to Vegas.
Okay, thank you.
He was a UFA coming out of Vegas.
The one thing with Reeves, anyway, the 3 years is way too long because he wears out his welcome.
Does he?
I think he's a lot.
He's gone to a lot of different squads. Love what he does. Beat the Jets on his own in the playoffs in 1 year.
Ooh.
But teams aren't against just saying goodbye.
Yeah, for a guy who is elite at what he does.
Yes,
he seems expendable at times.
There's
There's a personality there.
Even his
right?
interviews are very.
Yeah, it's a lot about Revo.
Yeah,
it's a lot of him for sure. Yeah.
And listen now, if you're the toughest guy in a league full of a lot of tough people, you got to have some swagger, right?
Not saying that's not the case, but
And-
the fact remains he has
If you're the
bounced
toughest guy
around.
in the league, then probably they're not going to go. Anyway,
Well,
whatever.
I mean, it's let's be honest about it. It's a job description that's almost extinct, right?
I like what
It's not like he
does.
plays 5-on-5 a lot of minutes and he's good.
I
Like,
like-
he is
yeah,
physical, intimidation, fighting. That's what he is.
I like what he does. He can make a difference. 3 years is too long, and
Yeah.
he moves around too much, so it makes you wonder if there's other.
And think about the Leafs and what their identity is or wasn't or is missing.
changing the DNA is what you hear a
And
lot.
quiet room is what we heard a lot. It ain't anymore.
John Klingberg, 1 year deal, $4.15 million.
I don't like this bet.
Dallas to Anaheim, now in Toronto.
The 1 year in Dallas didn't help his stock. He turned down a lot of money on an extension in Dallas too.
1 year in Anaheim.
Sorry, thank you. The 1 year in Anaheim didn't help him. He
Yeah.
turned down a lot of money from Dallas. He wanted Heiskanen money, which we all do, but unless you're as good as
Yeah,
Miro
me too.
Heiskanen, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, me too.
Played good hockey though in the past.
Yeah, it's just the roughest 2 years of his. Now we're where? But get him out of there. That could help.
They're gonna hate him for sure.
Oh,
He will be the Justin Hall, right? Because Hall leaves and goes to Detroit. Now he's making $4 million and is good offensively, but makes a lot of mistakes.
I feel like he's Eric
defensively.
Gustafson at this point. He can definitely run a power play, and you're going to shit your pants at even strength.
Yeah. But then 2 additions up front. Tyler Bertuzzi, 1 year, 5.5. Max Domi, 1 year, $3 million.
Great sign.
1 year. Genius.
And I think that's, what helps is I think there's a lot of players that were looking for 1 year deals. That never really happens July 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Bertuzzi, you probably want 7 years times big number, but no one's giving it. So jump back in the market when everyone's got more money. And that's next year, or even 2 year deals make sense because that's the second year with a big bump. And, anyone that's even bogged up for 1 year is going to be free. Like I think it's smart business to go on a 1 or 2 year deal here if you're a guy that's not too old.
So they've got some issues there with Nylander. They got to figure out what the long-term plan is with him, but you bring in Bertuzzi and Domi. I don't know about the Klingberg and the Reeves. I agree. It's too long, but you had to address something. You needed something to kind
Who else? So just as who else would be out there offering Ryan Reeves a 3 year deal?
Nick Deslauriers got 3 last year from Philly, didn't he? And that's sort of that same wheelhouse, like lead the league in fights guy. It sounded like a lot of teams would have given him 2. And so if you want to get it done on day 1, you make it a 3rd year, we're signing right now. Otherwise, it's still X number of teams we're talking to.
This is probably a big year, right? Because you expect the Matthews deal to get done, and you don't know what's up with Nylander, but you've got him. Like all of that. This is.
Yeah, I don't think anything is in stone for next year on this roster. Like it's year 1 of the GM, and 2 of your most important, best, and most difficult to negotiate with players are up. So
he's 36.
Reeves is? Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? If you have to make 1.35 go away,
you can. You can put that with the Marlies for a year if you need
he
to.
can fake an injury too.
Yeah.
Is that the move?
Stevie Y regarded as brilliant. Everybody loves Stevie Y. Yzerman.
It's the Iser plan.
They did a lot. I didn't realize till I kind of went through it. There's a lot of guys. They make the deal with Edmonton for Yamamoto and then buy him out.
Yep. Extend Clem.
So Costin 2-year deal, $2 million per. Shane Gostisbehere, $4.125 million on a 1-year deal. James Reimer comes in. Justin Hall out of Toronto, he comes in. 3 years at $3.4 million. Daniel Sprong, forward, 1-year deal, $2 million. Comfer out of Colorado, 5 years, 5.5 per. Christian Fischer, Alex Lyon, the goaltender. They re-up Gustav Lindstrom, but that's a completely different Wings team.
Think about the deadline too, because they sold Hronek and they sold Bertuzzi. You thought those might have been foundational pieces for them, and then Stevie's like, "No, we're not ready yet." Takes them first.
Zadina goes on waivers.
Yeah, another first rounder. Kenny Holland's last first rounder there.
Yeah,
yikes. Quinn Hughes right there.
Quinn Hughes was taken
right there.
That's right. That's right. Carolina, they didn't get swept. Remember?
Yeah, they got swept.
Rod Brindamore will tell you it's not a sweep.
Why?
Just isn't. It was 4 games, but
just because
he watched all the games. He was there.
He was there. I wasn't. I mean, I guess we have to take his word on it.
They bring in Dmitry Orlov, who is probably the top D-man on the UFA market.
Yes.
2
Especially
years,
Severson gone, yeah.
7.75 per season.
Per?
Is that not what it was?
Is that per?
2-year deal for Orlov. Bunting out of Toronto goes to Carolina. 4.5 for Bunting on a 3-year deal. Ranta is back. Anderson is back. Now their blue line with Orlov in, decent.
It's always a decent blue line.
It's good without Orlov.
Burns, Orlov, Pesci, Slavin.
Slavin should be the first guy out of your mouth. He's unreal. Rockstar, right?
Just off the top of my head, kind of rolling through there.
Chatfield, big year for him. Brady Shea still there.
Brady Shea was the other name I was trying to think. That's a good top 6.
And they're all over Karlsson, apparently, in terms of like the conversations. They're a front runner to get him. And Burns and Karlsson on the same team.
Again, yeah.
I think they went to a
Worked
conference
so well in
final
San Jose.
one time, didn't they?
Yeah, it worked so well. So just interesting to look at, not so much Detroit. It was just the number of players brought in by Stevie Y, and just, Stevie Y's kind of Teflon. Nothing is. He absolutely knows what he's doing. Super smart guy. We'll see. But Carolina, Boston, Toronto.
That division, man. Hey? Like, I think Ottawa is doing dumb things again. I like a lot of their young pieces, but why are you giving Eunice Corpusalo 5 years?
That was the one deal.
Desperate. Like,
and we can go there. There were some that there's always stupid ones, and I'll run through and you tell me.
Yeah.
Nashville gives Ryan O'Reilly 4 years at 4.5 per.
Well, he's worth way more than that now, but what's he worth in 3-4 years? I mean, you love the human. He's won.
Bought out Matt Duchene.
Yeah.
And then added Ryan O'Reilly. Alex Killorn to Anaheim.
This is nuts.
4-year deal, 6.25 per.
Guess how old he is?
33. What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, Alex Killorn, 6.25 for 4 years.
33 years old. His birthday, September. He'll turn 34 before the season begins.
Holy F, Pat.
And that's like, I get that you're young and you got lots of cap space and you need to set culture. Go sign Nick Foligno for 1 year. You don't need Killorn until he's 37. What are you doing?
They also get, hey, if it's Verbeek, what was he, the little ball of hate?
He's brilliant too.
Yeah.
He wants some spit and gristle. He got some as well. Radko Gudas, 3 years, $4 million per.
Radko is an elite shit disturber, and he's what, a 4-5?
Old.
Also,
Gudas has to be old.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Let's pull it up. Gudas, 33.
Now,
they're going to be young elsewhere,
but
still.
Awesome. He was great last year.
And was hurt
Playoffs
in the finals.
But
yeah.
Holy.
While we're talking about old dudes,
don't overpay for people that go on a fancy run.
I think he's just going to be more banged up in camp. Let's be honest.
The 3 oldest guys all went to the Rangers.
Yeah.
35-year-old Nick Bonino, 36-year-old Blake Wheeler, and 37-year-old Jonathan Quick all signed with the Rangers.
John Quick, a Ranger,
though, weren't they?
Yeah. 800, 825 for Quick. All 1 year
Must
deals.
be nice to have a rink on Broadway, huh?
Yeah, they're not coming here for 8, are they? Like, could we have got
800? God, no. For an American? They got two things going. They're in a contention window, and they're in New York City. They're in Manhattan.
Lamoriello doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. God, no.
He does not care. Oh, everybody with their 1 and 2 year deals, get a load of me. Now, in fairness, Ilya Sorokin has kind of been their guy. 8-year extension.
Vezina finalist?
$8.25 million a season for the next 8.
I think that puts him in the top, 3 or 4 for salaries amongst goalies. Carey Price is hurt. Bob makes that. It's not a really good case study on where to put your money, but the difference is Sorokin's not a guy on the back nine. He's young, and he's been dominant since the moment he stepped in the league, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Vasilevsky
9.5, 10, something like that. 10 on the button, maybe?
Former Leaf Pierre Engvall.
Oh,
long neck.
Yes.
Yeah. He had
Long
the
neck.
Mike Glennon
Extended,
vibes. Yeah.
7 years, $3 million per.
7.
And
how in the F do you sign if you're only worth $3 million, how do you get 7
years?
I think the way you do it is you're worth 4 or 5, and you get 7 years to get the deal on the AAV. But I hear what you're saying.
And
it's a huge commitment for a guy that's a third line center?
And it's Scott Mayfield, right?
Mayfield, yeah.
Mayfield, 7 years, $3.5 million per.
And again, he's a top 4 in the league, and I think anything less than $4 million in top 4 is a deal. But it's, again, the age and the term is the reason you got the deal on the AAV. Intrinsically related.
And so on the day when everybody's doing 1 and 2s, lose 7 or 8.
Lose.
Let's lock these buggers in.
And I think Merrick had pointed it out. They actually announced these in prior summers. They hold these in the desk until September, and everyone knows they're done.
And it might end up being, but certainly the Killorn one stood out to me as being a little off. And you mentioned Korpisalo. Jonas Korpisalo goes to Ottawa, 5 years, $4 million per.
I just think term for goalies is so tough unless you know you have a perennial elite player. Like if it's Hellebuck, give him term. If it's Sorokin, Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, give him term. Ottinger, give him term. The list's really short. Other than that, I don't know why you'd commit to even look at Markstrom. It seemed like a brain, how do you not do this? And that 6 years is already feeling long.
And remember, it used to be that way. The longer you could get, they had to put, because it was July 1 or July 2nd when Suter and Parise signed their 13-year deals.
Yeah.
They had to put rules in place to keep teams from signing these super long terms. It used to be the goal to get the longest term possible. I'm with you. Now I feel like the money you can make work, just don't lock in for too long.
Especially goalies, because it's just, I'm sorry, Vezina 1 year shouldn't be in the league the next. That's a really not crazy thing to see in this league. 1 and 2 year deals. If someone proves to be elite, sure, lock him in.
Matt Duchene bought out in Dallas, or bought in Nashville. He goes to Dallas on a 1 year deal for $3 million.
I don't mind that.
Country music, still very much, still part of his life. He can go and be some honky tonks or something. Some
country music.
Go and play some.
Now, who went to Arizona? Because I thought it was a deal like that as well. Wasn't it?
That was Zucker.
Yes.
Jason Zucker went to the Coyotes. Florida added OEL. We wondered about Oliver Ekman-Larsson. What would happen with him? 1 year deal, $2.25 million. Dudas out, OEL in.
Well, and Montour's hurt as well as Ekblad is going to miss time. There's a bunch of guys dinged up on that blue line.
Nico Mikkola
from
was
blue
out of St. Louis, went to in the Tarasenko deal to the Rangers. He goes to Florida, 3 year deal, 2.5. And Evan Rodriguez, who was a waiver guy not that long ago.
Yeah.
Former Sabre. 4 years, $3 million per in Florida.
Good for him. Play center and the wing, crafty guy.
Place to retire, good taxes.
Yeah. And Florida got rid of Anthony Duclair.
Not for much.
He's gone, so Rodriguez comes in, moving money around.
Boy, if that's the price for Duclair, you didn't want to go get the running mate?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Pittsburgh. Tristan Jarry's the guy in there. We wondered, is he the guy long term? 5 years. 5 years.
I don't like that again.
5.37.
Is he elite or is he just a guy?
Alex Nedeljkovic will back up at a 1-year deal, 1.5.
Or will it be Casey DeSmith who still has a year left on his deal? That's a weird little spot. They got 3 goalies on NHL money now.
Lars Eller is a Penguin.
Lars Eller.
Noel Achari is a Penguin.
That's the third time Dubas has tried to acquire him. Twice he's been successful.
And Vancouver, kind of their big thing. Ian Cole comes in. Carson Soucy, 3-year deal, 3.25.
Yeah.
Teddy Bluger.
A lot of bottom half of the roster guys. Yep. Good on you.
So that's kind of the free agency. The free agency story.
You knew it was going to be.
Yeah, it was a bad class. It really was.
No
crazy
budget for teams and not the best group of players.
But in there through that mix, you heard Korpisalo and Sorokin, Quick. A lot of goalies, which does make you wonder if musical chairs for the Flames has kind of moved here.
The season of trades, man, like the window is kind of closed in a way. Like it doesn't mean you can't get stuff done, but most
what the hell are you doing it for?
Like, what are you doing what for? Yeah,
the trade.
It's
not as like
who's phoning Conrad today and going, "Hey, what about this Vladar guy?"
The only thing that makes sense to me is if the Leafs are going to LTIR Murray. Which GM knows more than any other in the league about Dan Vladar?
Yeah. It needs to be a place that has cap room that views Vladar as being worth $2.2 million.
Yep.
And wants to give up something to get him.
Whereas
you're on free agency. You had a boatload of goalies.
You're not giving away for free, right?
Arguably somewhere in that class. I don't know that Vladar's noticeably or worlds better than.
He's toolsy, but he hasn't really put together the numbers to suggest that he's anything but toolsy at this point, and he hasn't played a lot. So it's not an asset where you're like, ooh, we know a lot about this guy. Does he have 60 starts in the NHL in his career?
Yeah.
I doubt it. 50?
And you know what? All due respect. Sorry to Brady Lyle.
Sorry, who?
Brady Lyle.
Was he a runner-up in that hoodie contest we ran on social media?
No, we mentioned Jordan Osterley. The Flames also signed Brady Lyle. 1-year, 2-way deal. $775 to the NHL.
Okay.
Go get him.
I guess.
55
games played in the league. Dan Vladar.
I can't drive.
Sammy.
That was a goal song. You like that one or no? Is that goal song going to be here in October or not?
I don't know.
Hanifin. Sorry. Connect the dots there. Yeah, so Vladar will turn 26.
So we have no free agency to speak of, no big trades. We better start doing some stuff this summer.
Maybe we should,
or just stop doing
this.
Do less.
Ready to pull shoot?
Which actually is a good time to bring it up. Barn Burner summer vacation schedule begins this week as we are scaling back.
I think we're probably just getting some much needed R&R.
Now, listen, if something happens, it's not like we're not going to be on it because of the technology that exists. You saw Red on the pontoon boat. He can go live right from the pontoon boat.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it many different ways. If the Flames do in fact make a trade or some sort of a signing or fire more, if somebody else doesn't want to be a Calgary Flame and that makes news, we will be on it. But our 5 days a week is going to become 3 days a week starting now. Because I'm with you. I believe that free agency will go cold very quickly.
I have a list of the best players available.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's use that list and then decide, are we being hasty? Maybe we should stay at 5 days a week.
Because if your mouth is sweating at the end of this, let's keep doing 5 days a week.
Yeah, okay.
And beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Let's go here.
So
this is Frank, his top 75 free agents from Daily Faceoff. One remaining in the top 15. Number 9, Vlad Tarasenko. He's not coming here. I think he had the Flames on.
That's a big name, though.
Not going to go there list. That's probably here. Patty Kane, not going to be healthy for a while. Probably comes back to a contender
also
in the spring. That's not going to happen. Not going to come here. Number 23, Matt Dumba.
Calgary guy.
So there's if you had a Hanifin out, Dumba in. Could do worse. They're not the same.
You know what? His old man's a great guy.
If there's a Dumba signing, we'll do a Dumba show. Deal?
We'll definitely do a Dumba.
Do a Dumba show. That's it for the top 34.
So Kane, Dumba,
Tarasenko.
If the Flames get all three,
we'll do 3 shows.
We'll do a 5-day week that week.
Well, and if they get all 3, you know they've moved guys too.
Oh yeah, you need more shows. Yeah. Max Comtois, 35.
Watch your mouth.
He's falling off a little.
Listen to Jack. Jack laughed before I could even say anything.
Yeah, you like that.
Grow up, Jack.
Tomasz Tatar. Give the Fools their tartar sauce at 36.
Tata.
And then we're just into like, that's it in the top 50. That's 5 guys in the top 50.
Is there anyone there? Even take all of it away.
Comtois, I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah.
He's still doing it over there.
He's dying.
Yeah. Kids, eh?
Why are you interested in this guy?
Well, when he's been good, he's been good.
Jack?
But just you hear Jack giggle off mic in the background.
I think he's pretty darn young, and when he plays, he's a shit disturber, and I think he's had 20 goals. I feel like it's part of Anaheim's been shitty, and everything's hit the fan.
He was one guy I was surprised they didn't qualify.
And hearing how things have gone in Anaheim, I get it.
What are you hearing?
Well, it just hasn't been a fit for a couple of years there. He's not unlike John Gibson. It's been like, when this is done, it's done. Like, can we get this move forward?
24-year-old,
right?
210 NHL games.
Runs into people.
38 goals, 48 assists, 193 PIMs.
Now, most of that production came in one season, but still, like, there's some tools there.
16 in one season.
Yeah, not bad.
33 points.
How many games?
55 games.
Right? So prorate that. Bang.
And who's their coach? Cronin? Greg Cronin?
Ooh. It's the artist formerly known as Dallas Hickens.
Is he related to Sean Cronin?
I hope so.
Was it the Barbarian? Wasn't that what they called him?
Like that,
He's a former Jet. Very tough.
Okay.
Tough dude.
The Barbarian. I was thinking of pro wrestling or something.
Dude.
EAN or
Cronin?
I know, but the first name?
Greg. Sean would be
watch Sean. SHAW.
W, like Commission. Yeah.
Ooh, he's pounding that guy.
Yeah, he would be. Hey, we got a couple things before we get to Betway, get out of here. But yeah, we're going to do, so I guess did we decide this week?
3 days, yeah. It's Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday.
Sure.
Well, long weekend, this son of a bitch. And then next week. And we Monday, Wednesday, Friday just seems like the thing to do.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right.
Here he is fighting Stu Grimson.
Oh, Grim Reaper. Tell me he survives.
That is one of the best nicknames that's easy to get to. Like, it's not a far leap from Grimson to the Grim Reaper, and he was scary as shit.
Yes.
Huge.
And smart.
I was going to say, and brilliant, isn't they? Who's smarter, George Peros or the Grim Reaper?
I don't know.
Because wasn't Peros like Harvard?
Oh, Ivy League, yeah.
I don't know, but Sean Cronin is doing just fine here, the old lefty.
Yeah.
Well, and
oh, no, not now.
The Barbarian was...
Reaper got him.
All right.
He did good.
Attaboy.
Did real good.
Hearing Loss Clinic. Great to have the Hearing Loss Clinic on board as part of the Barn Burner family. 1993, they opened and have been changing lives ever since. It's not about hearing loss or hearing impairment. It's about improving your social life. Just every day, every little piece of your life that you may not even know is impaired. And I know that's what it has been for me. I'm really noticing it now that I know what I'm looking for.
Totally. Yeah. You don't know what you got till you've realized, oh, this is what I could be hearing.
I went to the Hearing Loss Clinic and we did the test. And it's the higher end pitches and that, whatever the terminology is, but it's the higher end frequencies that I'm missing. And I notice now a lot, specifically in social settings where I really having to kind of lean in. My hearing is very muddy. So I've, the hearing aids, when I get them in a couple weeks, can't wait. Gonna change my life. Anyway, it's what men and women of all ages. I think you think of hearing loss, you're hearing this. Oh, it's what, when you get old, this is what happens. It's not the case. Serious health risks as well have been linked to untreated hearing loss. It just makes sense. 4 Calgary locations. There are 9 in total, the 5 in BC, Cranbrook, Creston, Fernie, Golden, and Invermere. The list is long of celebrities and dignitaries who have gone to the hearing loss clinic and had their lives changed. On Twitter at the hearing loss, Instagram, the hearing loss clinic. And there you see the website on your screen, hearingloss.ca. Book yourself in, figure it out. Maybe they'll say, maybe Hannah will sit you down, do the test and say, you know what? You're just fine. Thank you for coming by. Good day, sir. Or it might be this is your candidate for this. Maybe this is something we can try. We'd like to do further testing on this. That sort of a thing. It's all about making your life a little bit easier and better. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Hearing loss clinic.
Rhodesy.
Old T Rhodes. Just texted me earlier. What's he saying? Old Rhodesy. Oh yeah, because we did the old video of my visit to the hearing loss clinic. Is that on our YouTube?
Yeah.
There you go. Jack stopped laughing long enough to. Is there anything juvenile in there, Jack, that you'd like to giggle at?
From the Max Comtois.
Sick bastard. I have something from McLeod Law.
Oh,
this day in Flames history.
Good or bad?
Mixed bag. Inevitable.
Oh dear.
It was kind of an inevitable thing.
It was,
but there is a Rhett Warner tie-in.
Okay.
You ready?
Oh boy. Tell me.
It was now did I didn't print the right page. I had that whole page shit. I got it here somewhere. Anyway, you may have heard of the name Al MacInnis.
Oh yeah.
July 4th, 1994, a deal was made with the St. Louis Blues to send Al MacInnis to St. Louis, the city of music.
Franks and beans.
Franks and beans. That's right. Al MacInnis and a 4th-round pick to Calgary for physical Phil Housley and a pair of 2nd-round picks. Now, at this point, he had a Conn Smythe. He had a Stanley Cup. He was an all-star.
Perennial Norris guy.
He was one of the one Norris.
Candidates.
Right. Shut up, Ryan. But was an established star. And either wasn't getting the money or couldn't get the money or whatever it is. But the Flames, hey, do you just let this guy walk for nothing or do you trade him? Well, trade. The 4th rounder, the St. Louis Blues selected Didier Tremblay.
Didier.
Yeah, didn't play. So Housley comes to Calgary and 2 seconds, and we'll run through the seconds for you in a little bit. So what did MacInnis, just kind of going through his career last night, a star in Kitchener, wins a Memorial Cup, played 2 games in his draft year as a kid for the Flames. The following year, played 14 games, thought the next year he would be in full-time. He ends up playing 803 games as a Flame, 822 points. So over a point per game.
Man.
He had 45 points in 51 games in his rookie year. Not a bad start. Had 6 seasons with 20 or more goals.
That's just ridiculous.
Had 80 points or more 4 times. His best year was in 90-91 when he put up 103 points on the blue line.
28 goals.
Yeah.
These are not defenseman numbers.
They are not. They are not indeed. 12-time All-Star, went into the Hall of Fame in 2007, was a 5-time nominee for the Norris, only winning it once, and he won it in St. Louis.
With the
Blues. 12-time All-Star, won the hardest shot contest 7 times.
Oh, he hit a bomb.
Yeah. Wood sticks.
They did say don't block a shot.
Just get out of the way. Let the goalies see it. Except the goalies were like, could you block that thing? Won gold with Canada at the O2 Olympics, Salt Lake. Won a Canada Cup in 91. 2 Stanley Cups, one as a Blue. He's in management there as an executive in 2019.
Okay.
So when you win your cup as an executive,
yeah, like if I'm,
will we consider you a Stanley Cup winner?
You're gonna turn down your day with the cup, right? If you win it as an executive.
Right, So yes, it would appear that Al MacInnis was a very good player, and it had to have hurt for the Flames to trade that guy. Now Housley comes in, and he was what he was, right? He's a very good player. He's also a Hall of Famer.
No, he's a really, I think it was tough because it's like that guy now MacInnis, but that guy still was a fucking elite offensive defenseman.
2 seasons, 102 games, 95 points.
Pretty tidy.
Nothing wrong with that. They then traded him after in the tail end of that second season, traded to New Jersey at the deadline along with Dan Kesmer for Cale Hulse, Jocelyn Lemieux, and Tommy Albaline. So he would go and
Hulster was an up-and-comer then. Local.
Yeah. He was a blasty flame, I'll tell you that.
We'll talk about him.
Say blasty, I think Cale Hulse.
Housley would come back. They claimed him again off waivers in the summer of '98 and then played 3 more seasons. So it was kind of a split thing there. But Phil Housley was a long-time Flame.
Physical Phil.
When you look back to it. So you wonder, was it a good trade, whatever? So we know what Housley was. Filled a role. They got 2 second-rounders in that trade as well when Phil Housley came in. One was used to select John Tripp.
Excuse me?
He was a Oshawa general, I believe. I remember hearing the name.
Sounds like a country singer.
Spent 3 years between the St. John Flames and the East Coast League, and then that was it.
Scouts weren't as good back then.
The other second rounder was used to select Steve Bégin.
Ah.
I get it now.
Steve Bégin was then traded with Chris Drury to Buffalo for Steven Reinprecht and Rhett Warner. You have a connection to the Al MacInnis trade made on this date in 1994.
Damn right I do. I got Al MacInnis traded out of here.
Yeah.
Save the franchise. Got Kiprasov.
So I went. You keep going down the trade tree. It's like, okay, well, Warner stayed here and didn't win fuck all, and then got hurt, and he's still here for some reason. Steven Reinprecht, with Phil Sauvé to Phoenix for Mike Leclerc and Brian Boucher. Leclerc played 15 games, scored 1 goal, and then retired.
It was time.
Boucher signed at the end of that season in Chicago, so that kind of closes the book on that Steve Bégin part.
All right.
As we mentioned, Tripp never played. So then Housley, right, played well. You traded him for Cale Hulse and Jocelyn Lemieux and Tommy Albaline. Hulse, 4 years in Calgary. Traded to Nashville along with a third for Sergei Krivokrasov.
Yes.
Krivokrasov played 12 games, was then taken by Minnesota in the expansion draft.
I like Krivokrasov.
12 games.
You're
a huge fan.
Well, no, when they got him, I'm like, oh, this guy's, I think he popped 25 or something somewhere earlier in his career. And you're like, that was Young Guns days. They didn't have a lot of guys with skill. I'm like, just a little bet on skill. And then he was gone. So
then he was gone. Jocelyn Lemieux was in the Housley trade. He played 20 games and then signed in Phoenix. And Tommy Albaline had won a cup in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Steady defender. 6 seasons, 339 games. That came to an end. Signed as a free agent back in New Jersey. Won a second Stanley Cup.
Good spot to be.
So 2 cup wins there for one of those guys. None of them coming in Calgary. And that would be it. So you, sir, are kind of the shining light from the return for Al MacInnis back in 1994.
And what a shining light he is.
Eh?
Huh?
That's what I thought.
I kept waiting for one of those deals to be like,
right?
There's a blue chipper here somewhere,
Trust
right?
me, so did I.
You're trading all these fucking all-stars. Where's the...
I kept going down the rabbit hole. It's like, Jesus, somebody's got to be.
You just turned a $100,000 vehicle into a paperclip. Just kept trading it.
Still sitting here.
No, you're not the paperclip.
That's right. This day in Flames history, a presentation, of course, of our buddies over at McLeod Law. Look at Peter Klein.
Wasn't I traded recently?
Excuse me?
Like for one of these on this day?
Maybe. We kind of bring up the notable ones.
Tune in tomorrow.
You know, Peter Klein at McLeod Law is the personal injury guy, but did you know he's also the go-to guy in Calgary for your disability insurance claim? If your long-term disability insurance company is refusing to pay insurance benefits to you, you contact Peter. He'll get you those disability benefits that you paid for and that you deserve. He'll get your peace of mind back, that peace of mind that you paid for. Get him on your team. This sounds kind of, I don't want to say, you don't know if you're in a spot where you need a lawyer or you need legal help. It's not a good time.
Something's happened that's not ideal.
So, and unless you have your brother or somebody in the family, you're going outside of your little group to find someone that's going to be a big part of your life at that point. And we can honestly tell you, Peter, Austin, like a lot of these are normal, good people.
Shockingly normal and good people, because there's sort of a reputation that comes around, but they're Calgary people. They're great dudes.
They're Calgarians. They're yes, it's couldn't be happier to have them on board, and they're great people, and they're the best at what they do, which
that
also
helps too.
Is awesome. So there's the website, McLeod-Law.com. They're across social media at McLeod Law LLP. The phone number is there as well. The Klein email, pklein@McLeod-Law.com. Can't say enough good things about them. Get them on your side. Let them go to work for you.
And Rhett was alluding to, I traded around one of July 3rd.
Yesterday. 20 years ago yesterday.
If only we'd done a show.
Plus 1 day.
Should have come in. It's a big anniversary.
Could have got drunk like when I got traded.
That's worth a revisit tomorrow, maybe. We go down that memory lane.
Sure.
Yeah.
Really
I don't know if we want to do that for McLeod Law or not.
Peter Marr.
Who would have, who would have some, I guess, kind of behind the scenes? Who can we talk to that could really kind of take us back to that date?
Roger
Millions? Yeah.
Who were you with when said news was broken? Was there a former player that you were with?
No, I was at my brother's house. We were getting all geared up to go to.
Yeah.
We were doing I think it was opening day of Stampede. Sure.
Trev, too many?
Oh, wait.
Too many. Yeah, way too many. For sure, too many. And you were...
There was all those Girls Gone Wild videos, and we were going to do Cowgirls Gone Wild.
Right. Idea guy.
Yeah.
How'd it go? How many videos did you sell?
I don't know if he sold me.
Idea
Wouldn't be
guy.
surprised if we got one or two.
The girls are still waiting too. So all those videos that we shot in your RV, when are those going on sale? Oh, I just yeah.
Private collection.
Yeah, we got some VHS.
Beta.
Yeah, we got some VHS tapes ready to roll. So that's the trades, the free agency. You're up to date.
Wow.
You know what though? Let's just think. Just over a year ago, we lost to the Oilers. Disappointing. Then the guys start leaving. We make the big trades. We restock the shelves. We're back in business. Depth down the middle is great. Shit the bed.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to leave. Maybe it's time for some quiet. There's been a lot of
just let things settle down.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's been too much
coach, GM, players missing the playoffs.
Too much.
I want unpredictability, infighting.
Settle down, fellas.
Breathe. We should maybe take tomorrow off too. Feels hasty to do a show tomorrow all of a sudden after this crazy show today.
I know, yeah.
Man.
Something to consider.
Yeah, something to consider. We'll do Betway and get out of here.
Betway it is. Blue Jays back in action. Go ahead, Dino.
Betway, the official gaming betting partner of Barn Burner and Flames Nation.
Hope
good
those guys are
home. Did they get home?
I think I saw they sent a picture. Actually, it was another guy that we were with sent a picture. They were back on the Tootsie's third floor the next day. And I'm like, well, if you're going to be trapped in the States, you're in the best spot.
You should have just
1 day delay.
Yeah.
They handled it pretty well.
They
for
did.
our flight's canceled.
Like evaporated. And it's not like, oh, we'll just, no. It's direct Nashville to London. You're not going anywhere. I think they were saying, what was it, like 8 to 10 grand if they wanted to like book one way?
It was a lot, yeah.
Like day of, you're humped.
So then we need hotels. We need to.
Yeah.
So it's just that whole kind of breakdown.
They found their happy spot though.
Yeah, good for them.
Back to the third floor at Tootsie's.
Yeah.
It is the place. And they're all quite similar, but somehow that is the place.
Yeah, it does
really
seem
is.
to be.
Did you see Bill Guerin thanking Tootsie's?
Hydration.
There's all those, and there are all those honky tonks, but it seems like Tootsie's is kind of.
And did you see Stevie Y? The Detroit crew had some travel issues they saw coming up, so he did his day 2 at the wall with the. Oh boy, I think we might have to set up a Tootsie's and make the war room here for free agency. Some of these guys aren't going to get home in time.
Yeah, it is. It's just.
Aren't there owners that have jets and shit that could just come Pick these poor saps.
How big's
up.
the Jets? Because we're starting to see some of these entourages. You saw the video of Bill Armstrong and the Coyotes. Like, you're talking 15 to 25
they were sure
guys
strutting around like they were big deals, weren't they?
That's the second or third year in a row. I kind of think it's funny. If it wasn't the Coyotes,
I don't mind the outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, but
yeah,
there was a level of arrogance about them that it was.
Well,
like,
Simashev at 6 was like
horse
whoa.
shit. Like, you're horse shit. You can't even get a rink. Like, our rink's bad, but we have one.
We have so many first-round picks. Yeah.
What are you using them on?
You do, but how'd you get them? It's for being good?
Or for taking on Pavel Datsyuk's last year? Come on now.
Who did I see? Do they have Brent Seabrook? Is Seabrook a Coyote right now? Like,
gotta be.
Okay, yeah. Third march to the podium. That's awesome. Guys have great suits, but to your point, there's a little bit of
how about some humility?
We are here. We're happy to select this player.
They took some big Lugans, like huge. I think they took one guy under 6'3", and they had like 11
big
picks.
Swings too, like you said.
There were some big swings. They took Butt and Simashev in the top 12, because I think they picked it 6 and 9.
Simashev right before. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. The other Russian, Mishkov.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was Reinbacher,
who apparently said, "I'm not going." His English is not very good, but good enough to say, "I'm not going to Phoenix."
Don't bother.
Doesn't really fit the timeline either. Yeah. They're trying to get good here. We'll see how it goes.
Well, we really want a Russian here, so I don't know. Simashev.
You had the kid's face that you probably didn't see that part.
Oh, he would have been shocked.
On TV? He was like,
"Oh, really?"
Oh, he was projected like mid-teens, but some people had him going late first, like 28, 29. Like, no mocks had him there.
Yeah.
But toolsy and huge, so the stuff you dream on if you want it.
They're all toolsy.
Well, especially that guy.
He's got potential to add some mass.
I mean, he's lean right now, but we're going to put some muscle on his frame. We think he'll play. Mm-hmm. You don't hear it the other way. He's really kind of a fat piece of shit right now, but we're going to lean him out. Hopefully we'll get him down to about 160.
How good he'll be when we get him in shape.
I didn't hear the Medvedev talk, though, when he was drafted.
That's what they should have said. Yeah, that would have been.
Sorry.
We can lean this fat prick out. We think he can play.
Put some garbage bags on him, make him ride the bike in the sauna.
Somewhere between underneath all that dough, we think there's a real player.
That's right. Betway. Blue Jays, White Sox in Chicago. I'm going under 7.5 runs. Jay's a tough time scoring runs. Ooh.
Is this game? Is this a day like tonight? Because there's so many day games today.
Well, it's America Day. That's a good call. I hope this game hasn't started. I haven't been getting alerts on my phone. So hustle over to your Betway app. Get it done quick. And we're going to take the over on Vladdy total bases over 1.5, minus 115. All right. Vladdy's turned a corner a little bit here. Team struggling. Swept by the Bo Sox. They like White Sox better than Red Sox? Let's hope so.
Yeah. Just like to see some victories here.
Some dubs, fellas.
These games matter?
These games fucking matter. Yeah.
I
You're
saw
in the AL East. It matters.
Projection, they were at 57% odds of making the playoffs.
Feels high.
Which I kind of well.
It's that like Seattle, them, Houston, the Yankees. I think like 2 of those 4 are going to get in. I like a lot of those teams. If these guys aren't going to hit. And like, as long as Manoah is in AA, he's not helping. He's never had any hiccups right from that developmental site into the bigs. And then it's like, all of a sudden, like, where'd he go? This guy ain't him. Who's wearing his jersey? Don't worry, though. Hyunjin Ryu is almost back. There's your Betway Bets of the day. Bet the responsible way. Betway.
Get the Betway app on your phone. Play along. Have some fun.
Get back to London.
Be responsible. But bet the responsible way with Betway. Stampede. Is anyone in Stampede? Got plans taking kids midway, doing anything? Concerts, shows, anything?
Got a Friday and Saturday Stampede party, and then out of here.
Don't have anything.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jeez.
Really booked.
The tents have lots of room. Just wheel in, grab a buddy.
Do you have to plan these things?
No, God, no. It's Stampede.
For an idea guy, you're a shitty planner.
Yeah, but Stampede, you don't need ideas.
My idea would be afternoons.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Like from here, we're close. Let's go down.
Put in a good noon to 5 shift.
Yeah.
Yes.
As I get older, that's just my life in general.
Yeah.
Let's do this day drinking, eating dinner. What time can we eat? Let's get this done.
Put me down.
So we can be at home by 10.
Yeah.
And just.
That was back when you used to leave the house.
Yeah. I'm not leaving the house. I'll be at home tomorrow.
The Tim the Booze guy turned 40 a couple of weekends ago. We were at that place we were at for St. Patrick's Day. That brought back some memories. Speaking of day drinking.
Yes.
Red slash show.
Too much.
Do you remember how in the bag he was at 10 a.m.?
It's amazing.
Holy
there
fuck.
were some, I mean, it's not even a name drop, but RA from Spit and Chicklets, one of the drunkest humans I've ever seen.
Consistently, every night.
At Tootsie's. It's like, are you here again or did you leave?
And he topped that at Aldean's the next night.
Like, whoa.
It was better. It was
when
impressive.
your face is kind of melting off of your skull. It's like, Jesus Christ. Hammered. There's some drunk people.
Yes. Yeah. Zombies.
Yeah. I haven't even looked because you know how my life goes. Get me to this date and then I can start to think about other stuff. My life has been Nashville, July 1st, just that whole thing.
Yeah.
And now it's okay. So Stampede, I'm with you. I don't know what I haven't even looked to see what concerts there are or shows or Nashville Norths or any of that. I haven't looked to see what's going on. So.
Pitbull. I hear there's a rodeo every day and there's chuck wagons at night. Have fun.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Are they still doing the chucks?
Yeah.
It's not borrowed time though, right?
Well, and they have this other event that they do after where they have to jump from horse to horse. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
That one's phenomenal. That can stay forever.
Yeah. That one is
forget what they call it. It's awesome.
But I feel like the chucks, it's because didn't they eliminate one wagon? There's one less now.
Yeah, it's three, not four.
Three wagons.
I think it's probably we're getting way off here, but
off of what?
Is the PR worth it? Because the Stampede is so many things. It's not just a chuck wagon tournament.
I'll tell you who it's worth.
Oh yeah, and you keep going up the just horse racing in general.
Yeah,
right. You wonder if at some point they're just going to have to stop doing all this shit.
They're not mean to the horses. They're just
it's just this is what happens when you race at full speed. There's going to be accidents. Yeah. They went to 3 to make things safer, and the Stampede is such an amazing event. They only one thing consistently brings up PR nightmares, and it's not everyone. It's a small number of people. But
what could we race that people wouldn't give a shit?
But you also have to have it's got to be watchable. Like we could race mopeds around. No one cares.
Like we're happy watching the guy in the cow costume.
Yes.
Like if we just go get some drunk people off of the midway.
Yes. Let them run in that muck
and let
6
them
inches
loose.
of soil. Yeah.
Well, it'll be good until one of them has
then one of them dies.
Then we'll get all uppity.
And see, I feel like our hearts are more with horses than it would be with some drunk idiot.
Yeah. Well, and if you go out that way.
Yeah. You had it coming.
What's better?
Yeah. The horse didn't have a choice.
Yeah. Like if I croak in a drunken steeplechase,
PETA's not going to lose their shit.
Ideal out for the retro.
How I'm outraged. No one is outraged.
I can't believe nobody cares about this drunk man who did something really stupid and died.
This is unacceptable behavior. Well, we'll be back tomorrow.
Probably.
And
Tarasenko to Calgary. How about that?
That's not true. It's not true.
Tomorrow's show.
All right, buddies.
To talk about.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Adios.
Later.